Hello, everyone, and thank you again for coming to another Entrepreneur of Color Spotlight. We are so happy to present you another business owner of color. Again, I am Kenyatta Ratliff, and I am the current president and CEO of the ColorBold Business Association. This EoC Spotlight is brought to you by ColorBold, as well as Appleton Public Library, Extension, Outagamie County, and Winnebago County, with the shared vision to support businesses of color in Northeast Wisconsin. So we are going to bring up Madam Coua Xiong.
Hello.
Hey, Coua.
So excited to be here.
We are delighted to have you here tonight with us. So Coua has since in 2017, her and her husband sold their first home, and in that she fell in love with designing homes, right?
Yes.
So then in 2021, I believe the giant inside of her that loved so much to design home couldn't contain itself, so it had to come out. Then she decided to start to help other people decorate their homes. So then she started her business, C&C Interiors.
Got it.
And her philosophy is centered around a home is personal. It reflects the people as well as it tells a story. Welcome, Coua.
Thank you, Kenyatta, so much for having me, and thank you for presenting me so wonderfully.
No problem. So tell us more about your business, Coua.
Sure. So like you mentioned, I started in 2021. So I just surpassed the 1 year mark, and it has been a whirlwind in the best way possible. And I'm just so excited to continue to be in this business and to grow it.
That's awesome. So how did it feel passing that 1 year mark?
It's like I'm coming up with like a blank answer, right? Like it's like surreal, but at the same time, like, oh my gosh, like I think of it like a kid, right? Like they made it to one. Like that is such like something to celebrate, because the first birthday is like you get the smash cake and it's like balloons, and that's kind of how I feel about like my business too. Like, yeah, celebrate, like you made it past this 1 year mark, and now hopefully it's a little bit smoother sailing, right? Like because we can walk a little bit now, like entering the toddler stages.
It's definitely a process. So I had mentioned to everybody that you fell in love with designing as you had sold your first home. Tell us more about what motivated you to actually start your business.
Sure. So I'll just share that story here. So in 2017, my husband and I decided to sell our home because we decided that we wanted to build a house. So it was in that process of selling our home, getting it ready for the market, that I just fell in love with design. But then the motivation or the passion behind to actually help people with design didn't come until at least 3-4 years later. And that was really because I didn't believe in myself yet that I could help people with this, or even so much as like get paid to do this, or that anyone would even want this. But in 2021, it really kept nagging me like, hey, you should do something with this design thing. And it's like I couldn't shut it up. So then from the support of obviously my family and some mentors and some peers, they just really encouraged me to kind of go all in on this design thing, or at least put something out there. So then that's what I did in September of last year. And sure enough, when you put something out there, someone is going to respond to it. And that's what happened. And that's why I'm here today.
So you said that you wasn't sure about if you could really do it. So on your first person that you helped, were you like checking your boots, or did you just like, hey, I've been told that I can, so I'm going to go do it? How did it happen?
Yeah, I feel like it's a combination of both. Like I tell my husband all the time, like it's this nervous, fear, excited type of thing. And it's not like the nervous where I want to shrivel down. It's like the nervous where I'm like totally expanding, growing up.
Mhm.
And I would say that my persona, it always comes off from what people tell me as like confident. So I really do try to just exude that. I mean, yes, I do feel confident in myself, but it's like I'm also a believer in like you don't know until you try, and it's here because you can do it.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. That's awesome. So when you started your interior design business, did you have a guide, or did you know someone who had a business like this, or you just was like, I'm gonna start and just go for it?
Yeah, I had no guide. I mean, I would watch decorating videos on YouTube. That was about it. And
Mhm.
I really am self-taught. Like I did all the research. I watched all the videos. I read all of the articles, and then I didn't know anyone that had the business. I was just like, you know what, let's do this. I had some business know-how because I started a life coaching business, but aside from that, it's like, okay, I know I have the talent. Let's just like start this. I know that's the first step.
Mm-hmm. So that's the first step, is starting. So what would you tell somebody else who want to start a business like yours as their second step?
Their second step, I would say like meet as many people as you can and tell them about your business. Like I wish I had done that way earlier in my business, but I didn't. Like I just sat behind the screen and I marketed online, which that works too. But then there is something about this business because it is a local business. Like go out there and go meet people, even if they're not going to be your clients. Be surrounded by that type of person that's trying to do what you're doing just in a different field, because that support it's everything.
Okay. So let's speak more about what you actually do. So do you work with regular people, or is it more about like realtors, or and then also what that process look like when
Sure.
somebody you?
So I work with homeowners. Generally, I'll give an age range. They're at least 35. Most of them are in their mid 30s. They have been in their home for already a couple of years, and they call me in because they're like, oh my gosh, I've been here for 3, 5 years, however many years. And they're like, I have done nothing with it. It looks so bad. I want it to feel like home. That's the point that they're at. They're just sick and tired. They have the funds, but they don't know how, or they don't have the time, or both. So then that's when I get called in to go see their space and to help them out. And then as far as my process goes, the first step is the in-home consultation, where I will come to your house. We will walk the space that you need help with. And you're going to share with me like how you use the space, how you envision the space. And then from that, I will kind of come up with like a mood board just to show you what my ideas are. And if you're aligned with that, then that's when we go into the onboarding process. And from there, my design process is a three-step process. The first process is the design conception and the planning. And then we move into design budgeting, design specifics, and design purchasing. And then finally, we go into execution and installation. And then the walkthrough after that. Yeah.
I like that mood board. That sounds like let me see. What kind of
Yes.
mood you're in. So in your business so far, has there ever been a home that you was just like could not catch the vision of the person, or did you come with any conflicts of how to like give them what they actually want to see in their home?
My immediate answer is no, not really. I was just talking about this with someone. He's like, do you ever come up with a conflict with people where like you guys just aren't on the same page? And my response to that was no, because I'm very clear in what I put in my marketing, like this is my style. And people really reach out to me because they're like, I have been following you. I like what you do. So in that sense, it's like they already like the way that I put things together, and that's why they're contacting me. So I think that really eliminates the like, I can't help you, or like we're not on the same page.
Yeah, that's good to know, because like being clear as well as like those a consultation is very important to like get the owner and the client on the same page of where everybody is trying to go. So that's awesome that you do that. So as you first started your business, what did support look like for you?
What did support look like? I think I had a coach. I did have a coach, like a life coach. Yeah, I had that. And then that I was in a group coaching program that dropped off. And I feel like once that dropped off, I kind of cut myself off intentionally from all outside help. And again, it was very intentional because I had to learn to listen to myself. I would say that that's probably one of my biggest lessons, is just hearing my own voice and then taking action from that place. And I've been doing that for almost a year now, where I just like cut off all outside like coaching. But aside from that, my support looks like going to the networking events, building the local relationships. I think that has helped me so much. I started doing that, but in August, my business, I just feel like it's like the satisfied feeling in my business. Like, wow, I feel really supported and that I can continue to grow.
That's good. So you start to go to those events. So how about like financing or people sending clients to you? What type of support do you get in building your clientele as well as financial support?
So building my clientele, I would say like referrals, those come in, like people will tag me or people will just like share about me, right? And I think like you get what you give out. So I see myself doing that. So then of course that's going to come back. But as far as financial support, what do you mean? Like financial support for like keeping my business running, or how do you mean?
Yeah. So have you had any interactions with like banks or credit unions or even organizations that support business owners with business funding?
So my business runs very, very lean. So I just haven't had the need to go out and kind of like ask for the funds, like, hey, I need this for this. I would say I'm not to that point yet where it's like, okay, I need some funds because I want to, let's say, like open up a studio, or I'm ready to bring someone on and I need some funds. I'm just not to that point yet. But I do feel like I attended a conference this past summer, and I have the knowledge inside me now to where, like, if I were to be at that point, okay, I know like where to go, like who to reach out for, because I attended that conference. Whereas before, it's like I had no clue that small business loans like even existed, or that there was that local support. Like, oh my gosh, like you really do feel all alone when you just don't know what you don't know.
Yeah, so it's definitely very important to like stay in the know and connect with people so that you can know other opportunities, because just staying in your own city or staying like with your own friends and family it will keep a person stagnant and not fully aware of other opportunities out there. So that's awesome that you are putting yourself out in different circles. So I know that you just celebrated recently your 1 year anniversary. So is there any like difference, any business growth that you've seen already happen in this 1 year?
Oh yeah. Like, okay, so let's just look at like personally, I've just grown so much. Like I just have so much more confidence. I remember I used to like question every single response to every inquiry I would get. And now it's just like I don't give it really a second thought. Like it's this and that's it. Like especially with my pricing too. Like I used to fret and fret and worry and judge. And now it's just like, nope, it's just this. So I think that those two things, like confidence in myself and confidence in my pricing, it just came from experience, right? So that it goes back to where like really put yourself out there and get that experience, because once you have it, that's what's going to build the confidence.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Pricing, courage is key. That definitely. So, when you is there any lessons that you've learned other than your pricing and courage? Is there something that you wish that you would have known? I think you had said earlier about talking to other people or expanding your circle. I think you said earlier, but is there anything else that you wish you would have known before you started?
I have to go back to like, just go meet people. Like that's my number one. I know there's a number two, but like the meeting people, like so many people told me to do that, right? And I don't know why. I just like that couldn't get in my brain. Like I couldn't receive that. Like there was a block. Like no, like because the thing is too, like I would look up networking events, and I remember I started going and then I just stopped. And it's like, I don't know why I just stopped. I just stopped. I just didn't go anywhere. So it's like, gosh, I wish I would have listened to that advice and like just really, really took it. But I wasn't in a stage where I could like receive it and take action from it. So it's like, I just have like understanding and compassion for myself, like in that position. And I think the second thing, let's see, what would it be? What would I wish that I would have known? I can't believe I'm saying this, but consistency. I hate it, but it's like there's just no way around it. And the thing is, you get to define what consistency means. But in marketing, I've learned that it's really about quantity, especially if you are a new business. It's about quantity over quality. People need to be able to see your stuff. And if you're only posting sporadically or showing up to places sporadically, that's not enough. I hate to say it, but it's just not enough. And that was totally me. Like I was a sporadic person, but it also goes to show that like I just wasn't ready yet. Do you know what I mean? I just wasn't ready to be at that place of like having the consistent clients then.
Right. And then and then to like growth too. So as we learn more, we do better, and we're able to know that it's time for us to now work on our business and be consistent in it. And because the beginning time, oh, it's only a hobby or it's just something I do, but now it's getting like serious and serious and serious. So now you have to make changes to fit the growth. So I'm definitely grateful that you have said that, because somebody needs to hear about being consistent.
Yeah, 100%. And just to add to that, like you become consistent when you become the person. When you become the owner, when you take the full responsibility and the ownership of your business, that is when like there's something inside of you that's just going to click. And it's just, you begin to look, it's like, I begin to look at posting, like that's part of my job, right? Like this isn't just something I can just like, oh, I'm not going to do it. No, this is part of like my marketing system, right? It's part of how I call the clients in. It's something that, yes, I'm going to do because I want that end result. And this is helping it.
You had spoke a lot about connecting with other people, and at a point in time, you stopped going to those events, and then you started back. I know that a lot of people, especially people of color, struggle with events like that. So it's probably like they just don't think that they are qualified, or that there's not enough people in the room that look like them, or don't know what to say. Can you give some advice or some things that you do when you go to events where people can be comfortable, and some things that you do that can start a conversation with somebody, or to how you connect with people?
Sure, absolutely. Okay, so first thing is you have to be very clear on your why or your big picture, right? Like, what is it that you really want? And do you really want it? Like, once you're clear of that, it's like the steps to getting there, which includes going out to meet people, it just doesn't seem that bad. And then the second thing I want to say is this is all choice. Like, you get to go to these events, you get to meet these people, and guess what? You might get a new opportunity or an opportunity to come in your way. But first, you have to place yourself there. So, like, get clear on those two things. And then, like, when you're actually there, it's almost like when you're at home, you need to work yourself up a little bit. You need to get into the vibe. You need to get into the mood. So do whatever it is that you need to do. Take some deep breaths, get pretty, put on some makeup, put on some clothes that you feel fancy in, whatever it is. Get into something that you're going to feel good about yourself. So you go there. And again, I want to talk about the nervousness. Yes, you're going to feel nervous, but I want you to notice that it's a nervousness of like expansion. Like, oh my gosh, like you're feeling really like big inside. Like, oh my gosh, I'm going to go do this thing. It's like this forward pulling motion. So that's okay. That's not a, oh my gosh, I should stay home and not go. That's a, I gotta go to the And then once you get there, like, don't have a goal, right? Talk to one person. I want that to be your first goal. I'm going to connect with one person tonight. I'm going to exchange business cards with one person tonight. And the person that you talk to, just find the person that seems most interesting to you. That's it. And go talk to them. And you don't even need to talk about business. Like, ask them about, I don't know, like what they do. Like, keep it about them if you want to keep it off of you, right? Like, that takes the pressure off of you. And then it's like when they ask questions, then that's when you talk about yourself. But it's like, be very interested in other people because it really does relieve the pressure off of you.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for helping us with going to those type of events, because I speak to a lot of business owners that have that fear. So I'm grateful that you were able to share tonight what you do and things that has helped you. So what's on the horizon for CC Interiors?
The horizon. I have a couple of bids out for projects in the Milwaukee area. So it's fun to see myself like expanding beyond the local areas, and it's super fun. And then I really see myself in the next couple of years, and I just can't even give a time frame for it anymore, right? Like, I see myself having my own place, having my own studio, and I really do see myself having a team to help me with all of this work.
That's awesome. So what I'm very happy for you that you're able now to expand in other territories. That is awesome. And I hope that it just expands even more, your business, and that you get the big team of people to help you with CSC Interiors. What do the CC stands for?
So when I was coming up with the name, like I like to think about words, right? Like words that resonate with me when like the feeling when I get home, or like when I see my home, what I think of. So then CC is cozy comfort, because that's totally my vibe too. Like, I want it to be cozy and I want it to be comfortable, but also cohesive is also in there. So it stands for a couple things, but cozy and comfortable, those are the first two words that came up. And I'm like, cozy, comfortable interiors. That's just like, no, that doesn't sound right. So I'm like, okay, CC, that sounds a little bit more professional.
That's cute.
Yeah.
Do you have any advice or anything that you want to share with fellow entrepreneurs like yourself?
Okay, so for all of my people of color, I just want to say that we have such like a special place here in this world of entrepreneurship. Like, we need more of us. We need that representation. We need you showing others that, like, we can do this. And I really do believe in strength in numbers. And the more of us doing what we love and projecting that out there, it's just gonna be better for the good of all people. So please keep doing your thing.
Thank you so much. Is there anything that you wanted to share about your business that we have not covered tonight?
So I am booking into the new year. So if you are local and you are wanting to get your house updated or give it a little makeover, send me a message now so that we can get you on the calendar, because I just have a feeling it's gonna book up fast.
So thank you so much, Coua Xiong. We learned so much from you tonight, and it was a pleasure interviewing you and learning more about your business, C Interiors. So if you are watching us now and on the replay, definitely look up Coua Xiong on Facebook at Coaching with Coua on Facebook, and look more into her business so that you can learn all the goods on what she do as far as how she started her business and what she does exactly to help people in their homes feel like they have a cozy comfort
and cohesive
all the C's home on Facebook at Coaching with Coua. So again, if you have any questions for Coua, please put it in the comment section, and we will be definitely getting back with you on those responses. And we appreciate you guys coming to view the Entrepreneur of Color Spotlight every first and third Thursday of the month, as well as if you know of a entrepreneur of color that is interested in being spotlighted, please email ye at yvue@apl.org, yvue@apl.org, or you can also email ColorBold Business Association at gmail.com, ColorBold Business Association at gmail.com. So Coua, it was awesome meeting you and interviewing you tonight. You have such a lovely smile, and I definitely want to look more into your business so that you can come help me get cozy, cohesive, and all that.
I would love to. Thanks for having me.
No problem. So until next time, guys, we will see you later.